Hi everybody, Ben the Gratitude Dude here. Today I have a very good friend of mine and special guest, Peter Jurcic. How are you, mate?
Yeah, really well, Ben. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it, mate.
As always, it's always lovely to see your face, mate. You always have the perfect hair, and your beard's looking good. And I try to emulate you a bit, but I can't because I don't have the up top. So, but
I'll let you
anyway,
in on a little. I'll let you in on a little secret. It's actually not my hair. It's just a helmet I pop on in the morning.
Yeah, cool, mate. Well, so Peter, you and we met a couple of years ago, and we both have owned cafes in the past, and we obviously undertook to a special project together, which we'll touch base on later. But as this is about gratitude, I'd really love to hear three things that you're grateful now in this point in time.
This point in time, I'm grateful for, first and foremost, technology. Given the current circumstances that we're in isolation, with COVID happening and the pandemic, I'm grateful for having technology because we do at least have the ability to, communicate with one another, connect with our family and friends, even if it's not face to face and there's no physical contact. We still have the ability to connect with them and also keep ourselves occupied. We've got hundreds of movies at the push of a button available through Netflix and all of those streaming providers. We've got internet and all of those things. So one of the things I'm grateful for is technology through these times. The second thing I'm grateful for as well is my family. My wife and my little daughter who keep me sane as well, and keep me from, I guess, being lonely in isolation. They're my company and they're my everything. And lastly, I'm grateful for my health today because obviously without that, nothing else can really function. Nothing else really matters, and you can't do anything if you don't have that. So
yeah, well, health is such a big one that we forget. The fact how we function daily, without thinking about everything, and it's one that I think a lot of people, including myself, will take for granted at times. But that's a really good one. And how old's the daughter?
She's just turned 3.
3. That's a good age to be home with, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
she's not off to school, and you can just spend so much time with them. So that's great. Just asking, in the background there, is that the crimson? Is that a bear and a wolf, or is that 2 bears?
No, that's right. Good pickup there. No, that's half head of a wolf and half head of a bear.
Okay, because your cafe was the Crimson Bear.
Yeah.
And mine was the Dancing Dog. It's not the wolf, but
Yeah, well, that's the significance of that, actually. Like, I found those pictures, and the bear is, symbolic of the first business that I ever started, and the biggest adventure that I probably ever went on with that, and launching the business, the cafe, Crimson Bear. And the other half of the wolf is just my love of dogs, and so the animal, and so that's symbolic of that.
Cool. So the second thing I'd like to know is something that you've maybe had happen in the past that's happened, and you may have perceived it as not the best thing in the world to be happening at the time, but then you turn around, look back at, it's all connect the dots, all Steve Jobs, looking back and saying, well, I'm glad it happened because now I'm grateful because this is how it's turned out. You got any story like that you'd like to share?
Yeah, that's a really good one. I like that. So for me, it was my first professional, it was through my professional career, effectively, out of uni. So I studied business in human resource management, and during my career, I encountered, it got to a certain point, and I encountered people that I was working with in leadership roles, and seniors to myself, and the way they would conduct themselves was sort of condescending and a bit arrogant, and they just weren't, you know, the sort of people that I would want to work for. And it really sort of crushed me because, you know, at that point I was, you know, just hitting my stride in my career. It was everything I studied for. It was all I knew, but I was being really, I guess, stifled in a way, and not allowed to grow and develop. This wasn't sort of the right environment for me to be able to do that. So I was really at this crossroads. I was completely at a loss as to what I'd do. I thought, you know, I had no options. I thought it was, you know, it was sort of the worst thing that could have happened to me at that point, working in a position that was untenable for me. So, you know, looking back on that and how hard that was, and how I felt at the time, and just not wanting to be there, and, you know, waking up in the morning and not wanting to go to work. It's a really tough place to be, and I know many people experience that. But that was the catalyst for me to move into, you know, opening my own business and doing things myself. And what I didn't realize at the time was it was pretty much setting me up to become who I am now. And I realized, you know, looking back, that that was a template for me of what a leader is not, what not to be as a leader of other people, of a team, of, you know, whether in an organization or in your own business. And so it taught me a really valuable lesson there. And subsequently, you know, leaving my career, it allowed me to grow immeasurably in confidence and in knowledge and in experience. And so, you know, without that happening, I probably would have just, you know, stuck to that path, and who knows where I would be really. And I'm just grateful now, looking back, that it actually happened.
Yeah, gave the impetus to move on. So that's a really good one. It's a good story, mate. I appreciate that. I've chosen the coffee picture behind us for a reason. So first of all, I mean, I don't like to start, and I didn't, is to say that, you know, like one thing, and it's why it's coming up now with what we're going to talk about, that I really appreciate when we met. I mean, you're one of the very open, honest people. I really loved working with you. You know, I just want to say that I'm grateful for our connection and what we've worked on, which is what we did work on. I'd published Spilling the Beans, my first book, on because I want to help other people starting cafes, because I've seen so many people go out of business. And obviously with the virus at this time, we had a chat a couple of weeks ago, I think, and it was about, you know, how glad we are for not having our cafes at the moment, because it's such a hard industry to survive in the first place. Hence my book. But when you read it, and you got in contact, and then we joined up together, and then we co-authored. Drum roll.
We co-authored Grounded.
So, and the great thing about this is that you and I then went on, and like I said, you did a large part of the work was to create an online course there. So we've taken it one step further. And I really appreciate that process, you know, that we went through together with creating that book, and extremely proud of it. So I think that coming forward, I mean, what's your opinion? I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of people who, one, may be looking for businesses when it comes out, when we come out of the virus. I mean, not straight away, but there's going to be a lot of people who are actually hurting with their business and need to get back on their feet. You know, what do you think about that sort of people in the situation at the moment?
Yeah, there's a bit of a, you know, two ends of the spectrum. There would be your people struggling at this current time. Some people who may have had to sell their business and get out because it was just not sustainable and able to survive in these times. And then you've got people who are potentially looking at getting into the cafe business once this, I guess this pandemic and everything the economy picks back up a bit. And for those people, it also presents an ideal opportunity to potentially start up a business and start up a cafe business at a relatively low cost, a low starting point, a lower barrier to entry than would have been before. So, you know, that's why I feel really passionate about what we've done and what we've created for no matter where you're at in the cafe journey, whether you're just starting out or whether, you know, you're trying to navigate these current times and wondering how you can flourish at the other end. We've put together this step-by-step course, step-by-step webinar series that you can watch anytime from any device, you know, accompanied by this book that's really robust. You know, it's got our combined experience in there. Yours alone is worth gold. What is it? 2 decades of hospitality experience. And, you know, both of us came from backgrounds that weren't in the hospitality industry. So, you know, we can help others to be able to achieve that no matter what level of experience they have, whether they have no experience or, you know, whether they're just starting out or whether they're experienced and not quite sure, you know, what to currently do and how to adapt to the current times. And with technology, social media, all of those things, we've thrown all of that in there. And I just feel, yeah, it's a really good opportunity for people to be able to upgrade their knowledge and create really robust, profitable businesses.
Yeah, so I mean, just for anyone who is watching to this point, this is not about going a hard sell on us on our program, because we'll probably, I mean, we both come from the right place from our hearts. We really want to help people. We know how hard it is, which is why we had the conversation a few weeks back about how hard it is to run these businesses at the best of times. And this whole virus has shaped how things are going in the future. So, but if you are thinking about it, for God's sake, at least get yourself a copy of Grounded. We have the still at the Facebook page, the Cafe Guys. You can contact us one way or the other. Pete's also Instagram in here. Get in contact with me, and yeah, it's one of those things where we both went out and did it on our own and learned the hard way. I definitely made enough mistakes for, you know, on my own. So we got a lot of good advice there. So if you are going to get into the industry, please grab the book at bare minimum. And otherwise, you know, and if you just want to talk through someone who's going to try and, you know, obviously they're digging deep and coming through us on the other side and want a bit of support, you can certainly get in touch with us that way as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool, mate. And so like, it was great process to wind up there, mate. I'm really, like I said, grateful to have you as a friend, and also for your time today. And yeah, looking forward to what you're. I mean, I know you're working on some projects and going to launch. So when you do that, we'll recontact and put it back out there again.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, look, at the moment I'm doing my personal development and coaching of other businesses, small businesses, entrepreneurs, and people who just you know, want that personal coaching from perspective to sharpen up their mindset and improve their lifestyle, and whether it's health and fitness, business, relationships. You know, that's something I'm really passionate about. And you know, it ties in with sort of what we're doing from the perspective of Grounded and cafes. But yeah, so there will be more to come. But look, thank you so much for having me. And likewise, I am grateful for yourself and for the platform that you created to enable us to create the book and the course. And I look forward to seeing what more there is to come from the Gratitude Dude.
Yeah, well, it's in alignment with some of the things you said there, because I've been doing a bit of research. Like, I did start the journey, didn't set out to do this originally, just for my own reasons, but you see what the benefits there are, and there's some actually pretty decent benefits that you get from actually doing gratitude on a daily basis. So
100%.
Now, mate, I hope that all your coffees look like this one. And anyway, mate, you have a great day. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you about.
Thank you. See you, Ben.